Hi everyone. Today's music session I'm going to talk to you about the musical dimensions. Now it's really important to understand what each dimension means, because if you're composing a piece of music or you're thinking up your own song lyrics, then you need to consider these different things to make your piece of music as interesting and as enjoyable as you can for the listener. So the 7 dimensions are pitch, duration, dynamics, tempo, texture, structure, and timbre. Now, all 7 of these dimensions need to be thought about, and these are talked about in your music lessons all the time. Now, some of you may recognise some more than others. For example, dynamics, tempo, pitch. Those are 3 definite ones that you should know the meaning to, as they are talked about all the time. So with these different words, I've actually put some pictures with them, because by putting pictures with the words, you can actually try and remember the meaning of the word and think about it with the picture, and it helps you to remember it. So with pitch is when you talk about how high or how low the notes are in the piece of music. So for this one, I've got one of the pictures there are 2 children jumping up and down on a trampoline, and one going high, one going low. And that's one way to think about your highs and lows in the music. Some of you may remember from my lessons walking up the stairs, and I did show year 2 quite recently some mice. You've got mice at the top of the stairs and the cat at the bottom of the stairs wanting to run up the stairs, run up high to go and catch the mice. Duration is all about how long or short the notes are in the music. If it was all the same all the time, then it would get quite boring. So to create the different rhythms, you have different short notes and long notes. So you've got short, snappy notes and long notes. And it all changes the effect of that the piece of music has when you have got the different types of notes. Duration also includes steady beat. Now, finding the steady beat in the piece of music is really important. And I've put some hearts there because it's like a heartbeat. It goes throughout the whole piece of music. Now, a steady beat doesn't speed up and it doesn't slow down. It stays the same throughout, which is really important. So if you've got, say, an orchestra and you're all playing different instruments but putting the tune together, it means if you know where the steady beat is, you know how to keep in time and play it together. You can also have different rhythm patterns as well, and if that rhythm pattern is repeated over and over again, that's called an ostinato. That also comes under the dimension duration. Dynamics. Now, dynamics, you should all know, that is your volume. It's the volume of the music, the loud parts and the quiet parts. But it's not just all loud or just all quiet. You've got differences like crescendos. Crescendo is when you have the music is getting gradually louder. And if you have a diminuendo, that is the music getting gradually quieter. So you can make your piece of music sound really interesting by changing the dynamics throughout the piece of music. Tempo. Tempo is the speed. Is the music fast? Is it slow? Is it changing throughout? And we've got the tortoise and the hare there. If you think about the story of Tortoise and the Hare, you've got the tortoise who goes really slowly, but the hare that goes really fast. So those are 2 pictures again that could help you to remember that tempo is all about speed. Structure, just like a story, music needs to have a beginning, middle and end, just like a poem as well. With a poem, you can have a different order of the verses. Just like a song, you've got verse, chorus, and it could be written as A, B, A. A meaning verse, B meaning chorus, then you go back to A, you sing the verse again. So it's really important to have a structure so you know when to start and when to finish. And also, if you know that it's the middle, it might be that you decide, actually, in the middle of my piece of music, I'm going to make it a louder section, and then I'm going to go quieter at the end. So you can see how structure and things like dynamics can all work together. Texture is all about the layers of the music. It could be that you've just got one person, that's often called a solo. You've got one person playing or singing, or it could be unison, when you have more than one person but singing and playing their instruments at the same time, but they might be different as well. So again, layering up the music, making it really interesting. Year 6, you'll remember from your rainforest compositions that we were layering up those different sounds to actually represent what it would be like in the rainforest. So texture is all about layers. And timbre. Timbre is the sound. Now it's really important because if you want to have an interesting piece of music, you might want to change the sounds in your piece. It might be a wooden sound or a metal sound, and it depends how you play the instrument as well. So are you shaking it, tapping it, scraping it? If you've got a trombone, for example, from the brass family of instruments,